It's day 5, we're into late spring, and we have a little bit of planting that we need to get done before we can do anything else. Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to American Midwest. So, this is our first day in $1.5 million of debt. I paid attention to our loan payment at the end of the night, and the interest payment on a $1.5 million loan was $6,250,000. That sounds an awful lot, but to put it into perspective, the money we made from our trees was $18,000. So we are making 3 times as much with our tree income alone as the interest payment is on our loan. So we're in a very financially healthy situation. Despite the crippling debt that we have, we're actually still making, a decent amount of profit. So I'm quite pleased with that. That's quite a nice situation for us to be in. I've actually been able to pay off another $50,000 of the loan, so we're actually down now to 1.45 million as opposed to 1.5. 50,000 of that has been, as I say, been paid off. Did that this morning as soon as I sort of got out of bed. But today we need to do some planting on our fields. So let's whiz across to here. You can see, obviously, yesterday we bought and worked these fields over here. Now we need to put some canola on one of these 2 fields and corn on the other. I'm trying to remember which way round we were planning on doing it. Which way was it? Let's check the silo. Oh, we've already got quite a bit of corn and we've got hardly any canola. So, yeah, this is going to be the canola field. This is going to be the corn field up here. That's the way round we'll plant it. So I'm just topping up our engine at the moment. Our fuel tank. Big old tank on this quad track here. And when that's done, we'll top up the seed. And then we'll head up and we'll start planting. But before we do that, one thing I do want to do is turn the engine off. Is I want to apply a second level of fertilizer to those top fields. So we're going to jump into our Terra variant. And we're going to go and spread some slurry on our new fields. Give them a second layer of fertilizer. In fact, actually, we haven't used our manure spreader yet. Let's use this. Give our slurry a little bit of a breather. Am I driving in on this the wrong way or just at the wrong angle? Just the wrong angle. There we go. And we do actually have some manure in this, which is good, because to save time and to save effort, we're going to get a worker to do the manure on our fields for us. And he's going to take directly from the manure pile, so we won't actually have to top this up. Right, which is the quickest way to go? It's going to be this way, actually. Because our fields are there, so yeah, we're going to cut up that way. As we drive past the slaughterhouse, we will be delivering some pigs to market later today as well. Hopefully we're going to get a very nice price. We've got a lot of pigs, and we can definitely afford to sell some of those off, raise a bit of extra capital, so that we can get this loan paid off. The more of the loan that we can get paid off quickly, the quicker we can get ourselves that big X580. Grass is starting to get to the stage where it's close to being ready to cut. We've got another day or 2 of growth, I think, before we'll be able to start cutting that. Early summer, I think, is when that's going to start coming in. And here is our field. We're going to cut in just here. So, what is that patch down there? Please tell me that's not an area that hasn't been cultivated. What is this? This little line here. We got some spuds that are starting to flower. We've got a line of spuds here. Ah, that's not good. Right, we'll have to fix that. Let's quickly grab something. Let's grab the, where is it? There, let's grab the Challenger. We're going to need to redo this section, or that little piece there, that strip, with our culti-plough, because if there's still crop there that's growing through, that means that bit of ground won't be ploughed either. And that's obviously a bit of a problem for us. Can't believe I missed that. Right, back to the field to tidy that little piece up, and then we'll be able to get our manure spreading underway. Okay, so this is the field. There is our little strip of spuds that we need to get rid of. Hopefully there's no other little surprises on this field waiting for us like that. I'm just zooming out and having a look. I don't see anything else. It is literally just this really thin strip. I thought I dealt with all of these. I didn't think we'd left anything like this behind. Still, what's done is done. Just fix it right now. There we go. Let's check the other field as well. That looks all nice and clean. That will explain why there was just a thin little line there that was showing. Now, it was a pale blue line, so it would have been ploughed, but for some reason it just didn't clear that piece of crop. I'm not entirely sure why, but that was the case, very bizarrely. Right, back into the Terra variant, wherever that is. Why is it I always scroll the wrong way? I wish we could group our vehicles together, or just have a set of active vehicles that we tab between. It would make things a lot easier. Right, I need to go into settings, and we need to get manure from... Do we go from the pig heap first, or do we go from the cows? Oh, our feed is really, really low. We're going to have to top those up before we do anything else. We'll get the worker hired and then break off. So we've got about 63,500 litres of manure at the pigs. Yeah, let's take from there first of all. There we go, so he's off and running. Let's make our way back over to our animals. We need to really take care of these. I had no idea that we'd burnt through the food so quickly. I'm so used to animals having a feed trough that lasts for 6 days, not 3. And they weren't full when we left off last time. So, yeah, they've run out a little bit quicker than I was expecting. What do we need to do first for our cows? Well, we need grass, we need straw, and we need water. We'll do the cows first. We'll also top up their TMR levels. We'll get everything topped up so that everything's full as best we can. With the pigs, I think we're going to need to buy some pig food. I don't think there's any way around that. We just don't have enough crop left to be able to keep them running until our other crops are grown. So rather than kind of wasting it by putting food in for some parts and then topping up the rest with pig food, let's just top everything up with pig food. And why can I not reverse a trailer today? There we go, that's better. So let's get some more TMR. Wow, I can't believe, you know, we've already burnt up over half the TMR trough. Although, actually, no, we didn't actually fill the TMR levels up, did we? We just put 2 trailers worth in, so, yeah, that kind of explains why it's a little bit lower than I thought it would be. There we go, there's the first trailer. See our Lily Juno working overtime there. And there is the first trailer load. So we're going to have a little bit more TMR to put in, probably another 1 and a bit trailers worth. Then we're going to need to do the straw, then we're going to need to do some grass as well. Then we obviously need to top up the water. Yeah, it's going to be quite a lot of going back and forth for our animals today. I had no idea that we were in the position that we're actually in. Actually, we don't need a full trailer, do we? Let's see, how much have we put in? 28,000. So 20,000, that should be enough. 22,000. Oh, look at that, we stopped at 22 on the nose. That's almost impressive. This should top up our TMR level. There we go. So we've got a little bit left that we can dump. Have been toying with the idea of replacing this with a different version of this silo, but I kind of still like the fact that we've got this one here. Although it is a little bit more cumbersome in terms of having to get stuff in and out. We have to constantly keep backing up to it to load and to tip as well. The other one, positioned in a slightly different area, could prove to be a bit more useful. Maybe we could replace the mill sell point, move that somewhere, but I don't know, I kind of like it, as I say, I kind of like the positioning of the silo over here out the way. Maybe, though, we could look at perhaps replacing it and rotating it a little bit as well. I'll have to have a think about that. Right, let's get some straw in. And if we have any left over, we can obviously give the rest of that to the pigs as well, because they're going to need some straw. There goes our straw levels. Excellent. So we've used about half the trailer. Let's go use the other half for the pigs. And I might get rid of the Bandit as well. I might replace that with the other Cramper trailer, the new modded trailers. I've had them installed for a little while. I've been toying with the idea of actually swapping them over, just haven't got around to it yet. We might do that today. So the straw point, I think, is just here. There we go. You can see the straw coming into effect for the pigs. And we still have a little bit left over. That's good to see. So our straw reserves holding up quite nicely. So we'll have to top those up when we come to do our harvest. And I think I might install a water tower up here. Again, it means we'll have to pay for the water, but I'm kind of okay with that. You know, to save a little bit of time and convenience, I don't mind paying for the water. It's not horrendously expensive. So I think I might buy a water tower and install that up here. Just to save us having to run all the way over to the farm to collect our water, or go and dip from a nearby lake every time we want to top up our water trailer. Let's get some grass. Now this is the one thing that might fall a little bit short. Don't know how much we're going to need. but it's the one thing we have the least of. Although that said, the grass, as I say, is going to be probably the first thing that we'll be able to actually start cutting, or harvesting, if you like. Yeah, we should be able to work on that. If not tomorrow, then certainly the beginning of summer. Our grass fields should be ready to cut. Let's take this out to the front of the cows, and we'll tip in the actual grass trough. We don't do that often enough. We normally just kind of dump it in with the food mix. We do have a dedicated grass trough, so we should probably use it. It's absolutely bone empty because it hasn't been topped up in an age. There it is, look. Nothing in it whatsoever. And there we go. That's enough for 3 days. Oh, I shouldn't have shortcut there. Nearly got badly beached. Just about managed to get away with that. That is deceptively steep, that little bank there. If you've got the camera at the wrong angle, you don't realise just how steep that little bank is. It looks reasonably flat, or just a little bit of a bump, but it's actually quite a steep one. What a vicious little raised mound there. We're going to have to get in the habit of doing this every couple of days, I think. Just topping all of our animal levels up. So I'm so used to them being on a 6-day cycle that you could just fill them up and ignore them for ages. You can't do that with seasons. You only get 3 days worth of supplies, or you can only put 3 days worth of supplies in. There we go. So that's grass. What's next? Oops. Just water, and then we've just got to top up the pigs. So let's put this trailer back into storage. Let's go grab our water trailer. And we are going to buy a water tower and install one of those down here as well. So let's put a placeable down for that. Placeables. Now we've got this area sort of over here. I think this is perfect for it. If we can find a space that'll let us drop it in. Let's try and put it in at a diagonal angle. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Somehow we managed to turn the engine off. Now we should have a little bit of water left in here. We do. So we'll top up the pigs first, and then from there, you know, we'll top up the cows afterwards. Right, how thirsty are our pigs? Pretty thirsty. But we've still got 8,000 litres, so we can stick that for the cows, just to give them enough to keep them going for a second while we go back and get some more. And Helper has finished its task, so it looks like we've finished spreading manure on the field. We'll check in on the progress of that in a moment. I'm not going to drive over the deceptively steep little bank there. Instead, we'll turn around and cut back in the proper way. Tell you what, of all the mods that Black Sheep have done, these are probably one of my favourites, these water trailers. it's a pack of 3. Obviously, there's this one, there's one for liquid fertilizer, and there's one for slurry as well. They're all transport trailers, so you can only use the other ones, the slurry and the liquid fertilizer, as transport tanks. You can't use them to actually apply, either the slurry or the fertilizer to fields. So I don't tend to use those ones that often. But this water trailer is just fantastic. It's got a great look to it. It's really, really good size at 32,000 litres. Really, really enjoy it. And this was my, default water trailer every single time. I mean, even now that we have the liquid transport pack, where we can hold up to 60,000 litres, with the articulated truck that we have, the liquid transport trailer that we're using to transport our slurry from our farm over to our storage point on the main farm, that can obviously hold up to 60,000 litres of water. I still prefer using this. It's just such a cracking little mod. It's got a great look to it as well. I just really, really enjoy using this thing. There we go. Not quite close enough. There we go. Excellent. So our cows are now completely done. You can see our animal health for our cows is now back up to 80%. So they are starting to recover. That's excellent to see. Pigs are still sitting at 83%. We need to sort out the rest of their food. And we just don't have enough enough food to fill up all of our tanks, so we are going to buy a few pallets of pig food. I have no idea how much of pig food we're actually going to need, but we are probably going to have to take, well, we are going to have to take a little bit of our loan money back out again, because that water and the water tower have wiped us out for now, at any rate. I could wait a little while and just earn money throughout the day with the trees and then come back later, but by then our pigs are going to be going hungry. So instead we're going to I don't have a no, I was looking to see if I had a pallet fork over there. I don't. Instead we're going to take this dump trailer down. We're going to put some pig food in the back of this at the store, and then come back and give them pig food from the premix. So I need to take some loan money out to pay for those pallets. I'll be back on the farm in just a moment. Okay, so I have 10,000 litres of pig food. I bought 10 pallets. I wasn't sure how much I was going to need. I'd rather have a little bit too much than too little, because we can only put 3 days worth of food in here anyway, so whatever's left over will just hold out until later in summer, because we are probably going to have to do this again. We're not going to be able to harvest until late summer, maybe even early autumn. Oh wow, they took it all. How much of a dent did we make? Hardly any at all. Wow. Okay. I honestly thought we'd do better than that. Well, at least we topped up. That's going to cost us a fortune to keep those guys fed. We've got enough to keep them going a little while, so I think before we do any more topping up, let's do our sell of pigs. Let's take some of those pigs off to the slaughterhouse. If we open up the menu, you can see, if we scroll down, today is by far and away the best day of the year to sell pigs, according to this. Let's just have a quick look and see just how much it would actually cost us to buy a pig, because the price to buy them should be pretty high as well. Pigs normally cost 3,000 each, base price. Let's see how much they are. 4,290. So if that's our sell price, well, you see that says 2,563. That's a direct sell. I'm hoping we can get more if we actually take them to market. So we're going to need our truck, and we also have a proper animal trailer waiting for us. Just there, we purchased that a little while ago. There we go. So let's get this over to the farm. Let's load it with some pigs, take them off to market. Hopefully we'll get a better price than the 2.5 grand if we direct sell them. Seasons is predicting that we should get a really good price. And then once we've thinned out the herd a little bit, quite literally thinned out the herd, we will then top up the rest of the food trough. Right, we are in position to start loading. Let's open up the trailer for transport. There we go. And let's load up with some pigs. I'm going to put 21 on. There we go, and you can see them now inside the trailer. How many pigs do we actually have to sell? We have 324 still in there, so we're going to sell probably another 24, maybe more. But let's take these ones off to market first of all and see just how much we get for them. There is the marketplace just over there. Insert "this little piggy went to market" jokes here. I've so got to call this episode that now. Oops, we're going a little bit too fast. There we go, there is the marketplace. We're going to take the other entrance to the market. And let's sell our pigs. Oops, actually it's yeah, it's only giving us 2.5 grand. Why is that? Why is this? Maybe that's not the sell price then. Maybe that's the purchase price. But then, having said that, I mean, we normally only get when we sell pigs, we normally only get about, what is it, 1,200 off a $3,000 pig. So we're still making more than we would normally. We're making more than double, actually, what they would normally be worth. So 21 pigs is worth 53,816. That's not too bad. We'll confirm that. Bye bye, little piggies. And let's go back and collect another load of pigs and sell some more. We're making bacon. So we're heading back with load number 3, and I've been thinking about numbers, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to thin the herd out to, well, thin out the pigs to 250, and we're going to take some of that money and reinvest into cattle. Now hopefully the price for cows is going to be a little bit more favourable. I haven't actually checked the market price. We'll check that when we get to the slaughterhouse / meat market and see exactly how much they're charging for cows, and if it's not too bad, then I might just go ahead and reinvest some of our money in cows for the return trip. We sold 2 trailer loads already, so we're on 108,000 effectively. Let's sell these ones as well. Excellent stuff. There we go. Now let's look at buying some cows. And cows are normally 5,000 each, so they're only an extra 249, which is pretty cheap, really, when you consider just how much sheep are at the moment. They're normally 4,000 each. This is the absolute worst time of year to buy sheep. You can see the price for sheep is at its highest today. Cows are actually dipping a little bit, so you know what? Let's wait a couple of days. We're on day 5 of spring. Let's wait till day 2 / day 3 of spring, and of summer, and that's when we'll reinvest into cattle and reinvest some of our pig money. So we'll continue to sell the pigs. As I say, we need to thin the herd down to about 250. We're at 282 right now, so I've got another full trailer and then a part trailer to go after that. And once that's done, then we can get on with seeding our fields. So this is the final load of pigs here. And why will it not let me sell them? Am I too far against the wall? Do I need to be right on the edge of the ramp? It let me sell them here last time. Now I'm wedged. My wing mirror's caught on the sign. There we go. So the last 11 pigs go off to make some sausages and bacon and gammon steaks and so on and so forth, and boom, there we go. We now have 250 pigs as opposed to 300 and something. We sold, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 trailers worth. Or was it 3 trailers worth and then a partial? I think it's 3 and then a partial. So we sold 74 pigs today, and we've made around $240,000 doing it. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So yeah, today was definitely the best day to sell pigs. It just wasn't as much as I was expecting. That price that we saw is the purchase price, and obviously the sale price is always lower than the purchase price. So that's something to take into consideration when you are selling your livestock. The best day to sell them will always be the day that they are showing as the highest purchase price, because you'll get your best sale price on the same day, but don't expect to get quoted the price that you have to pay for them. At least with pigs anyway. It may be different with the cows and sheep. It's been a long time since I don't think I've ever sold cows and sheep, so I don't really know. I think they sell at the same price they buy for, but pigs obviously definitely don't. Right, oh, we're going the wrong way, aren't we? We need to drop this back at our depot. Well, I'll tell you what, let's pull over here for a second. We need to get our worker up and running. Well, why has he stopped all the way down there? Let's find our Terra variant. He's just decided not to do that part of the field for some reason. Or along the bottom either, for that matter. That's odd. That's very odd. Alright, well let's do these bits manually. It's going to be the same at the other end, isn't it? It's frustrating when equipment doesn't function the way it's supposed to. This thing should go all the way to the end. I don't know why it stops part way along, or just before the end. But it is frustratingly annoying. And wouldn't you know it, we don't have enough coverage all the way across the field. Let me see if I can get this guy restarted. No, he doesn't want to work there, does he? Why doesn't he want to do that? Oh, he will go there. That's kind of weird. Right, so he's back up and running. We are not taking from the pig manure pit. Why are we not taking from the pig manure pit? There we go. Switch over to the cow manure pit. And hopefully now he'll turn around at the end and do that strip down the middle. See again, look, he's stopping early. He shouldn't be doing that. That's frustrating. But at least he is running down this section. So we'll have to probably actually put a little bit more manure in this so we can do the manual bits that this guy's missed, not just on this field but also on the next field. We need to get that one manure spread as well. And then we can start seeding, planting canola on this field and corn on our field over there. Okay, so with the manure spreader fully loaded again, or close to being fully loaded, that's kind of prepped and ready to do the final bits of work. But before I forget, I do want to just apply the last little bit of food that we can to our pigs, try and get them as healthy as possible. So this is the last of our canola stocks. We're going to need some more corn as well. We do still have plenty of corn. And the rest is pretty much okay for now, at least anyway. But we are definitely going to need to spend a fair bit on pig food. So the reason why I sold all the pigs first was because it's going to reduce the requirements for actually filling up these troughs with, substantially less pigs to feed. We've sold 74 pigs, so that's 74 less pigs that we have to feed over the next 3 days. Therefore, we're not going to need to put, as much material from any of our grains or crops, etc., into the food trough. Should make these last little bits of supplies that we have go a little bit further. Let's have a look. Wheat and barley is a problem. We really are low on wheat and barley. Let's do one more trailer of corn. We can probably get rid of the last of our root crops as well. And finally we'll be in a position where we can start using those pallets. And I wonder, have we actually made enough money today to actually buy the Big X already? We still have around 40,000 or so, 35, 40,000 in the bank. I think it's 35,000 in the bank. You know, in terms of our overdraft, our loan. 35,000. So how much do we need to buy the Big X? 275. Not quite enough, but we're not far off. Because we need the header as well, and that's I think an extra 20-something thousand. So we're a little bit short, but not by much. There we go, that's enough corn for the next couple of days. We are going to jump over the fence just there, or over the mound. Just drop this back in the silo. There we go, and we've got that little bit of root crop left. Let's grab that as well. There we go, 312 litres. Hardly anything at all, but we've finally cleared the last of the root crops from the silo. So as I say, any more root crops that we need to use from now on, we can use all of those pallets that we have stacked up. They're going to last us forever. We're going to need ridiculously large numbers of pigs to even make a dent in that amount of beets in those boxes there. So, now that we've kind of looked after our pigs a bit, it's time for us to get the manure spreader back into action while we go and retrieve our seeder. So, I will catch up with you in just a moment. Right, we are fully loaded with seed. Let's make sure we have the right seed selected first of all. We want canola. There we go. Now it's time to make our way over to our big field that we've purchased up near the animal farm. And once we're done seeding that, we can then move over to the smaller one and put corn on that one. And here is the field. So let's get ourselves lined up. There we go. Seeder dropped, and off we go planting some canola. So the other field is now spread with manure, and I've also corrected those little bits at the end of each pass where it's not quite gone to the end. You can see Our seeder is there, running up and down, planting our canola for us. It shouldn't take too long to get that field done. It is an 18-metre work width. And this, you know, I'm not going to store this at the main farm anymore. I'm going to store this up here. At least I'm going to store the attachment up here anyway, up next to our manure pit. It just, we don't do that much manure work, and it makes sense, I suppose, to leave it up here. Especially seeing as we're going to have to make sure that there's always some in here, so that even if we get a worker to do it, we can at least top off the mistakes and the bits that get left behind. So yeah, this is going to live up here instead. I would put it just here, but this could possibly get in the way, so instead I'm going to put it at the other side, just here. There we go. So we'll drop that just there, and let's get the Terra variant back to the main yard. So we're almost done with this field, but we've also used up a huge amount of seed. As you can see, we've only got 1,600 litres left. I don't think that's going to be enough. So we might have to make a quick pit stop and top up our seed levels a little bit. Just trying to think where the nearest seed point here is going to be. It could be back over at the farm there, but then we have to come all the way back over this way. Might go to the one down by the BGA where our truck is kept. Let's have a look. No, this is going to be quicker. So we'll head back to the main farm. We'll pick up some seed from there, because that isn't going to be enough to do our cornfield. Well, actually it might be. Corn isn't going to plant as fast. Let's gamble. Let's gamble that we've got enough seed. Back our way out of here. There we go. And we'll make our way along the dirt track. I can't wait to attack these grass fields with our Big M. The Big M has been updated as well now. We now have the widespread feature. I haven't had the chance to test it out yet because we don't have any grass to cut on the map yet. But as I say, that was updated yesterday. So fingers crossed that'll all work perfectly well. I suppose we could always put a little seed refill point just in here in the future. Yeah, this is a much smaller field, so we might actually get away with it on this field. We might not need to top up our seed levels. It's going to be close though. I wonder, can we get it all done without the need to refill? I guess there's only one way to find that out, and that's to just go for it. So there goes our corn into this field here. Okay, so the AI got himself a little confused and then got himself wedged in the trees, so it looks as though we are going to have some AI issues on this field. We'll take over a little bit just to do here, and we'll try and get the worker to go up on this side of the field and then come back in down the middle, or we can come back in down on the middle. In fact, yeah, let's just finish the field manually ourselves. This is going to be the last job that we do today, so yeah, we may as well do this ourselves. So we've had a good day today. We've made some really good money just selling off a few pigs. I'm still toying with the idea of maybe dropping the herd down another 50, take it down to 200, add in an extra 120,000 or so to our bank balance. think I might possibly do that off camera. I haven't decided yet. I'll and ah about that before the start of the next episode. So when you come back, we may have an extra 100k in our bank account. If we do, it'll be because I sold another 50 pigs. I'm still umming and ahhing. Like I say, we're going to be reinvesting some of this money into cattle in a few days' time. So yes, we're going to be losing quite a bit of our sort of manure and slurry production from our pigs, but we're going to be gaining on our cows side as a result of that from the reinvesting of the money into new livestock. We're not going to put it all into new livestock. We're going to buy some, but not all of our all of that money in cows, because some of that money is going to go towards buying a Big X 580 as well. So it'll be interesting to see just how well that kind of reinvestment goes, just how many cows we can get, because the price is going to be for cows is going to be at its lowest in I think 3 days time, 4 days time. So that's when we're buying a whole ton of cows. So for now, that money will just go into the bank and pay off some of our loans, so that our interest payments are reduced a little bit over the next few days, before we then take it all back out again and spend it on livestock and hopefully enough to buy a Big X as well. We'll see. And we have got enough seed to finish this off as well. I was a little worried, but it does look as though we are going to have enough. You can see we've got just over 500 litres left, and just this thin strip here. So we gambled and it paid off. We have got enough. And actually, look, there's a seed point just there by the freight yard. I didn't realise, I forgot that they'd actually put in a seed point just there as well. So we have actually got seed and fertiliser placeables up there. We're not going to use the fertiliser placeables on this particular farm. This is our all-natural, organic farm, so to speak. But it's good to know that we have got a seed point up here. We don't have to actually pay to put one in now, so that's good. And there we go. We are done. So, yeah, that's it. We have finished our jobs for the day. Tomorrow we will start fertilising our fields, and then we might do a little bit of contracting on some surrounding land, depending on what jobs need to be done and what is available to do. And as I say, we might even have enough money to buy Big X as well. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with another episode of American Midwest very soon.